Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at how Barcelona's midfield runs played a key role in them claiming all 3 points against Huesca. But before we get into today's video, don't forget that here at the interviews, we are thanking all of our subscribers for their support in 2020 by giving away 2 jerseys in January. The jersey giveaway that is taking place at this moment is for an Arsenal home Thomas Partey jersey, and that giveaway will continue until Monday, January 4th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to check out my video on our homepage for all the details. But when we break down the game and we do look at the board, we have Barcelona in a 4-3-3, and Huesca did drop off into a 5-4-1 out of possession. This game was about how Barcelona were able to break them down, and that stemmed through the midfield runs of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. But when we look how Barcelona looked to approach the game prior to those runs, what we ended up seeing was that Braithwaite would occupy the center backs in Insua and Silvas, and out in the wider areas you had Dembele holding the touchline, and then Messi was tucking in central from the right side of the pitch. What was interesting about Huesca's approach was that Sergi Gomez was playing as a wingback, and that was due to the fact that they didn't want to have Pulido in 1v1 situations against Dembele, so at least there was cover down that side of the pitch if he was able to beat Sergi Gomez. And if you had Dembele shifting central ahead of Pulido, then that would allow Jordi Alba to push forward from left back, and rather than having Alba running beyond Sergi Gomez, now he was in a position to close down the Barcelona left back. In that midfield zone, like I said, you had Messi drifting central from that right side of the pitch, and he was often picking up the ball ahead of the Huesca midfield bank. But if he looked to shift towards the right touchline, then that would allow Ontiveros to shift across, and that would make it a 1v2 situation. Serginho Dest was looking to push forward on the overlap in those situations so that Messi would have an easier time to cut central. But for the most part, if Messi was shifting central and picking up the ball ahead of the midfield duo or ahead of Mikel Rico, then that would allow Ontiveros to shift narrow to keep that midfield bank compact. And if the ball was switched out to Dest, then you would see Ontiveros shift across to make it a 1v2 with Dest. So with Dest isolated on the right-hand side of the pitch, and Huesca focusing on ensuring that Barcelona couldn't create down the left, that made the midfield battle important. It was Pedri against Mosquera and Seoane against De Jong, and with Messi dropping ahead of the midfield bank to get on the ball, he needed runners in behind that Huesca defense, and it was Pedri and De Jong who did a very good job of winning that midfield battle with their forward runs. So when you break down how Barcelona were able to create quality chances to win this game, it was simply down the left-hand side through combination play between Alba, Dembele, and Messi, and the runs of Pedri and De Jong into advanced positions to help Braithwaite occupy the box and get themselves into good positions. When we look to the first example, it's Messi sliding the ball to Dembele in a narrow position to pull out Mikel Rico and Pulido, and to his left is Alba while Pedri is approaching the box beyond the Huesca midfield duo. Dembele slides the ball across Mikel Rico and Sergi Gomez for Alba, and you could see Pedri running off Mosquera and Seoane while Braithwaite is running across Insua. Alba's cross deflects off Sergi Gomez and bypasses Braithwaite ahead of Insua and Silvas, operating as a spare man and not marking any Barcelona players, to fall into the path of Pedri's unmarked run towards the 6-yard box, but he fails to beat Fernandez from 6 yards out. There was a time where Alba received Lenglet's pass ahead of Sergi Gomez, and ahead of him he witnessed De Jong running off Mosquera into left half space, and Pedri beyond Seoane and Braithwaite occupying both center backs. Alba drops the ball off across Sergi Gomez to Dembele at the edge of the box, and as he's set to deliver across into the penalty area, we have De Jong's run pulling Pulido and Insua away from the goal, Braithwaite occupying Silvas, and Pedri looking to run off Seoane, who is watching the ball opposed to the Barcelona midfielder. As Dembele delivers the cross into the box, you could see the significance of De Jong's run as it took Pulido and Insua out of the game, which allows Braithwaite to occupy Silvas, and we also see a better look of Pedri freely running off a ball-watching Seoane towards the 6-yard box. However, although Dembele's delivery does find Pedri unmarked at the edge of the 6-yard box, the Barcelona midfielder somehow finds a way to nod his effort over the net. It's Dest receiving Busquets' diagonal in an advanced position to pull out Galan, and he slides the ball across the left back for Pedri, running off Seyouani into right half space. Pedri backheels the ball in right half space beyond Seyouani into the path of Dest, running off Galan towards goal. And Dest ends up pulling the ball back across Silvas into the path of Braithwaite, occupied by Insua at the edge of the 6-yard box. Braithwaite does well to hold off Insua, but you could see Pulido already shifting across desperately for cover, and he subsequently blocks the Barcelona striker's shot attempt. And in the build-up to Barcelona's winning goal, it's Messi picking up the ball ahead of the Huesca midfield bank, and as he dribbles towards Mikel Rico, we could see Pedri, Jordi Alba, and Dembele occupying the home side's entire right side. So that's Jordi Alba pegging back Sergi Gomez, Dembele ahead of Pulido, and you see Pedri occupying Mosquera. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the pitch, De Jong makes a deep run off Ontiveros towards the box, and Seyouani reads it late. When Messi sets himself to pick out a runner in the box, we see Braithwaite's presence pulling out Silvas, and De Jong running into the Seyouani-Galan gap, and even at that moment, Seyouani is looking directly at De Jong opposed to the ball, and that's poor defending. And Messi's delivery into the 6-yard box meets the run of De Jong, and unlike Pedri, here he directs the ball beyond Fernandes. Hi everybody, thanks for watching, and subscribe here for your latest tactical analysis and daily commentary on the InnerViews show. And if that wasn't enough, don't forget you could find more organic, unfiltered soccer/football analysis on the InnerViews podcast, the best soccer/football podcast in the world, available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and any Android apps on your Android devices.